get Bloom alone, and we take her Christmas magic.
Brilliant! You reject your own nose because it represents the glitter of commercialism. Why didn't I think of that?
Hello all, Thomas here. I hope y'all are having a very nice December. Whatever holidays that you celebrate, be it Christmas or Hanukkah, I hope you're enjoying those. Even when the world is kind of falling apart at the seams, at least we have the holidays to distract us a little bit, so that's nice. And we can pretend that the next year will be better. I hope. I fucking hope, man. Oh my god.
It's been 84 years.
Anyhow, today we are going to indirectly celebrate the holidays, I guess, because one of our episodes is the Christmas special.
Christmas magic? What is that? It must be some new kind of power.
Which, I mean, it's fine. It's no Halloweenx, I'll tell you that.
And
I don't know. Usually I really love holiday-themed episodes of shows. Like, I love Christmas episodes. I love Halloween episodes. This Christmas episode really ain't it, Chief. But along with that, we have episode 9, which is... It's kind of weird because we have a plot episode and then just a random holiday episode, but whatever. All right. Tritanus, I assume, is taking the day off. Now I'm imagining Tritanus as, like, a mall Santa, but underwater, and he has like a little Santa hat, and the kids are all like lining up to see him, and Tritanus is like, I really don't care what any of you little brats want for Christmas. I want to be king of the seas. And everyone is just like, we should have gotten Nereus to be the mall Santa, but unfortunately he got mutated, so we're screwed.
Well, thanks for employing me here at Mowbray's, and thanks for letting me sit on your lap after work.
Oh my god, is Tritanus the Grinch?
If you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish. If you'd like to fax me, press the star key.
I feel like my third eye just cracked open. What the fuck, man? Anyhow, let us begin with episode 9, The Gem of Empathy.
Child. Anyway, so...
I will admit, I really like the score in the new seasons. Can we talk about the fact that they have bookshelves with their names? Like, how fucking egotistical have the Winx become?
Hold on, I'm almost there.
Find me a church. I've done everything everybody else wants to do. Find me a church.
Bloom, help me!
No.
You want to go check on her at, like, Rockaluce, maybe?
I said no. You can kill all that right now.
I'm trying to figure out if that's nostalgia bait for, all the Daphne dreams in the first season.
Open arms! Oh no, I'm late!
no time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late.
Oh, yay, the Winx are back in class because they're children, and they're in the same class as Roxy, a freshman, but they're not going to talk to her.
Oh my god. You're 40? What? What just happened?
out.
Is that really impressive? He's turned into Griselda before.
Flashback.
At me now! Don't worry, I'm not really the queen of detention.
I can't concentrate with Professor Whiskers talking.
Don't be fucking rude. Are you kidding me?
Girl, you're in a class. Get it together.
I like them.
Really? Hey! Tell me every single thing you like about them.
Me when I want validation.
Allegedly.
Give me back my phone.
But we were in the middle of talking about my designs.
Stella, be reasonable.
You're acting like a 3-year-old.
Oh my god. Yeah, this is where Stella really starts reverting and regressing. Holy shit. Okay, but she was never this attention needy in the first 3 seasons. Oh my god.
Who the hell is this bitch? My job is to help you gain Cyrenix, not critique fashion designs.
She's got a point.
Imagine having the gall to look an ancient entity in the eye and be like, I need you to look at my sketches.
I want you to look at all my sketches and tell me what you think.
Kim, there's people that are dying.
I mean, yes, Stella would probably have the gall to do that, but Not like this. Oh, Jesus Christ. You know what it's giving? It's giving the writers really did not understand Stella, and they just kind of assigned an archetype to her. Oh, look, Red Fountain. We never get to see Red Fountain anymore.
Stella, I'm sorry we were interrupted. You are being way too nice.
Yeah, I have to agree on that one, Flora. You're kind of being a doormat.
I know you'd rather talk to Helia than to me. Stella, that's not fair.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God.
Not Stella using the guilt and emotional manipulation. No! No! Jail!
Electric chair.
Freshmen, you, and you. You're my new models.
I love how she just addressed them as freshmen, even though they've been in other classes before this year, but also, wow, she is evil.
And evil takes a human form in Regina George.
Someone want to explain why the freshmen are in the same class as the Winx? Did the Winx just like flunk out on all their classes they were absent for in season 4? Is that the logic we're going with?
Uh-oh.
Where's Stella?
There.
Musa's like, Brandon, you poor fucking soul. God help you. She's really having this in the middle of a class.
I call this collection Celeria Rice.
Oh, my God. What is that?
It's a warning for how bad it's gonna get in season 6.
Non-professional models. What can you do?
Yeah, it can't possibly be the designs themselves that are the issue. I can't deal with Stella. I can't.
You know what? I'm trying to stay positive, but this bitch is getting on my nerves.
Sometimes you have to think about how other people feel. You're not a 3-year-old.
Brandon is being so patient. What the fuck, man?
Nobody cares about me.
That is correct.
Is she serious? Is she serious right now?
We all care, but... I know. I'm acting like a 3-year-old.
Well, I mean, we have more in-depth critiques if you would care to listen.
You are dumb, unattractive, overweight, unworthy, untalented.
Well, she said it.
I do love music. Reading Stella for filth, though. It gives me joy.
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment.
But it is frustrating because, like, when Stella was, like, out of line before, kinda it had to do with emotions, but it was more like she said things she didn't realize were gonna hurt other people because she was trying to be honest.
You are dumb, unattractive, overweight, unworthy, untalented.
It wasn't any of this nonsense.
You and Timmy text all the time, but you never seem to get together. Why don't you two go on a real date?
Bloom, I don't see how that's any of your business.
Why don't you mind your own business, you old fuck?
You're 40?
It's not the worst conflict in the world, but it's like Tekna and Timmy, this is such a season 2 conflict for them.
But I'll be dealing with software all day and...
Oh, I understand.
I came here to get a break from schoolwork, all right?
I thought she loved computers.
Fucking idiot.
You have understood the message of the Ruby Reef and found the location of the gem of empathy.
Can we talk about the fact that this book is just confirmed to just show up whenever the fuck it wants?
You don't know what I got.
The whole history of fashion is here.
Where are we? Is this Althea? There are so many random new rooms in Althea that I keep forgetting it. Someone in my server mentioned how Althea is slowly becoming a mall. This does feel like a mall. This feels like a clothing store within the Althea Mall.
The glitter of commercialism!
They sure knew gowns back then.
Your masterpiece genius, drip intravenous.
3 hours later.
I am disgusted.
Oh my goodness.
Same, Musa. Okay, but like, baby Stella is so fucking cute. Look at her. She's adorable.
I hid my peak at 7.
Shut up! Shut up, children!
I love her. This arc kind of bothers me. I'll probably touch on it later, but it doesn't really seem like Stella learns anything.
I guess what I learned most of all was that you should always take responsibility for your actions, unless you don't have to.
She just kind of turns into a 3-year-old like everybody said. Goofy antics ensue, and then she turns back. But no lesson is learned.
Don't come any closer, monster!
I see the Selkies have not learned to not hang out on Andros.
Fucking idiot.
Bye, bitch.
Wow, cowardly fish.
Give it your best shot, Keeper of the Zenith Gate.
Hit me with your best shot.
Hit me with your best shot.
Which is worthless.
Why don't you hit me with your best shot?
Girl, why are you on Andros to begin with?
One more Keeper down. One step closer to the infinite ocean.
Another one, thank you. Another one, thank you.
It's so repetitive. Do we have to do this every episode?
Titanus, where are you?
Shut up.
I remember this season was also exciting because it was the first time we were getting to see certain worlds like Melody and Zenith. It was a bit annoying at first because we only got to see like the oceans of these worlds. They are beautiful.
Allegedly.
I think what's missing is like a story element. Like, what is Data Bridge Castle? Like, there's not really a story to it. So when I was like writing with it in mind, I was like, okay, let's give it a story in mind that'll relate to like what Tekna is dealing with right now. I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Allegedly.
Is that oil?
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
We're under attack.
Good thing she told us, otherwise I would have just stood there till I'd finally get hit.
He's terrible, Your Honor. He's really terrible.
Go see if you can find some fairies.
Hi, gay.
But Tritanus can't stay around for a fight because he has better things to do, like hunt for garbage.
Okay, let's move on.
Oh, the little hippocampuses. Hippocampi? I don't know. But they're so cute. I like this little trio. Mostly because I feel like Tekna and Aisha never get to interact. Their interactions this episode aren't going to be good, but like, at least they interacted. It's still better than Ruby and Blake.
I've always looked up to you, Ruby. And I still do.
Lies, lies, and more lies.
Fairy of the Dragon Flame!
It does feel like certain harmonics get to shine more than others. Like Bloom and Aisha are always using theirs. I think Flora uses hers the least, which is sad.
Oh. All right.
We just got word that Tritanus might have crossed through the gate.
Are you diving with us?
That's right. It's your lucky day.
You know,
why didn't he dive with us those other times?
I've got some magic of my own. Triton Aura.
I mean, is it all that impressive? It's basically just underwater breath. I remember a lot of people were saying it was an attempt to try and make him like Naboo. And I'm like, you're not wrong. It's like dollar store Naboo.
I fuck 'em 'cause I miss you. I fuck 'em 'cause I really miss you.
they're both way ahead of us.
Thank you, Catherine Obvious. What?
Tekna, that was weird. That was a weird line. I feel like maybe a better line would have been like a joke about Aisha clearly falling for this guy. Like, she really likes a guy who can give a challenge, and Bloom's like, you're not wrong, Tekna. Also, you're really getting good at the burns, Tekna.
Tekna always had hope in her eyes.
Yeah, particularly when she was about to try to make a joke.
I wish I'd laughed more! Me too. I am with ya. Tritanus stole my powers.
Thank you for making that announcement that no one cared about.
Yet another Selkie. Alright, obligatory bond time. That means absolutely nothing, and I feel nothing. This hurts worse knowing that she's never gonna see Digit again.
Isn't it wonderful?
No.
Ooh.
Stop telling me it's wonderful, Aisha. It's not. I'm never gonna believe it.
I will show you the way.
Ugh, God. This really should be Tekna's episode, but it's not. There's the weird Stella subplot, but also, like, the plot that's on Zenith is not great.
She does make a really cute kid.
Well, let's see how you feel in half an hour, because you are now Chief Stella Sitter.
Ooh, yeah. Parenting is, a lot.
It's a lot easier being a single mother when I was the father.
What's that, Jerry?
I was just saying that it's easier being a single mother when I was neither single nor the mother.
Well, I guess this is more babysitting. Hopefully it doesn't turn into a slasher. If the phone rings, no one pick it up. If someone asks you what your favorite scary movie is, get your ass out of that house and call 911. Oh God, now I'm like, a Winx slasher episode would be very fun. Hallowinx 2.0. I really don't get why this place is so important that it would be guarded. Like, what is the story of this place? What is here besides the gem that would only matter to fairies who want Cyrenix? And why can't Tritanus be here? Like, why can't we fight Tritanus? It kind of feels like they don't want the Winx to fight Tritanus while they have Harmonix. Like, maybe they're worried, oh no, Harmonix will look too useful, but it's like too late on that, guys. I will admit, the art is gorgeous. This castle is so pretty. God, I need a season 5 art book. So many awkward. God, these awkward pauses.
See, I'm telling you, I have the mind of a master. I have the mind of a master.
I told you that wasn't gonna work. Down there!
Whoa, what the okay, that was a weird cut. Aisha was about to hit it, but then she stopped? What the fuck?
You always think that you know everything. That's only because you don't actually know anything.
What is the tea? The girls are fighting! No!
Okay, let's move on.
My friends are fighting.
Get up, you little ugly bitch. Come on.
The girls are fighting.
Girlfriend, stop! Get back in the car!
It's so basic, though. It's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are these things? These arguments? Like, these don't actually have to do with character flaws that they have. And, like, I do think that the way that these characters usually act, at least they did in the first 3 seasons, they probably would have a lot more conflict than, you know, we expect. But it doesn't feel like they're exploring that. It feels like they're going with stereotypical fights that have no weight to them. And also the dialogue is just not how humans speak.
13 seal! Mystic Wrap!
Okay, but Aisha got the best harmonic spells. I don't know why it's called the 13th seal, but I love it so much.
She punched me in the face. It was awesome.
And Mystic Rap, God bless. God bless.
I have to get to the gym!
Bloom's like, I have to be important in the episode.
Meanwhile,
I forgot that you existed. I know what's wrong. Oh.
Wait, what? How was Bloom able to... What the fuck?
So I am confusion.
The only way to get to the gym is to do it together. And remember, we're friends.
Oh, hell no.
I guess the answer is go to Bloom to solve your problems with a magic spell. Like, that wasn't fairy dust. What the fuck? And, like, the issues that were showing up, that, like, they weren't empathizing with each other.
You are dumb, unattractive, overweight, unworthy, untalented.
Those weren't actual problems they were dealing with. Those were problems that were thrown onto them by the Vines, aka the script. And that didn't involve them empathizing with each other to, like, win the gem's favor. It was just break the spell, and then the conflict is magically over, and then you get the gem by holding hands. What?
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
Okay. Oh yeah, it looks like a 3-year-old has wrecked this place. Brandon is just ready to die, and I'm like, I feel that.
How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Stella. Like me! What happened?
He was so ugly that everyone died. The end.
That didn't help at all.
Unworthy, untalented.
It's the way Brandon has complete faith in her, even when she's trash. It also feels weird because the way they're writing Stella, she feels already infantilized, so Brandon feels like he's babysitting constantly his own girlfriend instead of them being equals.
We got to spend the afternoon with a charming little girl.
Wow, I'm sorry I missed it.
And Stella learned nothing. Nothing was learned. Oh my god, what was the point of that?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Wait, what just...
Do we have to watch the gems slowly click into place in their boxes? Oh, apparently we have to watch it slowly do that for all of them, because we need to pad the runtime. Okay. I end already.
Make it stop.
Well, thank God Stella wasn't on this quest, because she clearly learned nothing about empathy.
What did I say?
Fuck you!
Well, that happened. That was very... underwhelming. It didn't feel like an episode about learning what empathy is and how to empathize with other people. It felt very paint by the numbers, which feels like a lot of season 5. It feels like, okay, we're just going to run through this checklist of things with like minimum effort, and then the episode's over. Like, there were no actual conflicts that were explored that were meaningful and substantive. It was just bullshit. That's the most blunt way to put it. It was all bullshit. Stella is really getting on my nerves. I'm so frustrated with what they've done to her.
Who the hell is this? I don't even know who this is.
The problems she used to have were so much more understandable, whereas now it's like, it feels like someone's idea of what Stella would be if they never watched the show. And Tekna, her plot, it wasn't even her plot. Really, it was not. I'm getting the vibe we're trying to rehash the whole, like, I can't people thing from season 2, but, like, worse. And it's just, it's not clicking. It's not clicking because Tekna is not being put in situations where she has to think about how other people feel or articulate her own emotions instead of trying to rationalize them or suppress them. It's just have a boring fight with your friend and then Bloom fixes the problem and you get the gem. Like, it's not interesting. It's really not interesting at all. So that happened. Anyway, now we move on to Magic's Christmas. Oh God. I remember being excited for there being a Christmas episode, and then I watched it, and then I was like, that's it? Okay, but Bloom as a little Christmas elf is so fucking cute. I love how none of them are asking why she's dressed like a goddamn elf. I wonder if Palladium would find that offensive.
Christmas colors, red and green. But what about pink and blue? Oh, orange and purple. Yellow?
Nope. Stop talking, go to jail.
God, I'm so... No. It's so weird, though. Like, wouldn't Bloom have already explained what Christmas is to them? Like, she's known them for years. Wouldn't Christmas have happened also while they were on Earth? Actually, a Christmas episode in season 4 would have made more sense.
Awesome! Shut up, children!
And if it snows, that's called a white Christmas.
What is this baby's first Christmas?
It never snows on Magic's.
Flashback.
Up in the mountains, you'll find a winter paradise with excellent skiing facilities.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying?
Christmas magic? What is that? It must be some new kind of power.
Oh my God. Okay, but the Trix thinking that Christmas magic is a literal power that they can steal is fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. They're like, yes, we will gain the power of the gingerbread houses and the Christmas stockings. Behold the might of the mistletoe. And Bloom's like, that's not
how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Okay.
We weren't expecting you.
Yeah, they let us out early.
From what? Prison?
Bowling anybody?
Let me think. No.
How could this happen to me?
This is me from the future, but I'll go bowling with you, Brandon. I'll go bowling with you.
A slut and a moron.
Going somewhere?
I'm leaving you, Harold.
It's so weird, because of where this is in the timeline, Sky still has amnesia, but I'm feeling like because this is a Christmas episode, it should also be able to stand alone, so they can't exactly say that Sky has amnesia, which I guess makes sense why he doesn't know what Christmas is, even though, he probably would have spent Christmas with Bloom in years prior. But standalone, it's very odd. Oh God. The whole plot of this episode, it's not a bad idea, but it's very lackluster.
Ice crystal!
What was that? Okay, James.
Love how no one notices them casting this spell. Yeah, they're invisible, but is their ice invisible while they're conjuring the spell, or them yelling? Can no one hear them yelling or chanting the spell?
What is that?
Yeah, it's also annoying because most of the episode has to go to fighting these pointless monsters. These things have nothing to do with the plot of the episode. They're just an arbitrary monster for the Winx to fight. Like, with Hollow Winx was way more interestingly structured because the Winx were going to Earth to learn about Halloween, but also, like, get a day off. And, like, there was a whole setup with Mitzi inviting them to this spooky manor for a party. There was a prank, but it involved the tale of these scary sisters. Like, it felt like a Halloween episode, and there wasn't any of the usual plot stuff, like, with Darkar or the Trix to get in the way of it. It was just the Winx have fun on Halloween. This does not feel like the Winx having fun on Christmas. This feels like it's nominally a Christmas episode, like in name only, but it doesn't feel like a Christmas episode. Like, the plot is not structured around it being Christmas and the Winx celebrating it. It's just a thing on the side because the whole conflict is that, oh no, Bloom wants to go home on Christmas to see her parents, but she can't, and then the Winx bring Christmas to her, and it's like, it's interesting, but like, because so much time is dedicated to the fight, and because visually speaking, Althea it doesn't feel like Christmas vibes, it doesn't come off as a Christmas episode, really. It comes across as like a filler episode where they threw in Christmas to call it a holiday special, and that was it. It feels very lazy. Them being on Earth for Christmas would make a lot more sense instead of this. Because this whole fight, it has nothing to do with Christmas. It's just a random fight. The Winx struggling in a fight to prolong the episode. Okay, Fall Vortex does look cool, but the name just, it's like Autumn Wind, but, you know, less. It's also weird, because this episode feels like it's more of a harmonic showcase than a Christmas episode. The more I think about it, a Christmas episode would have made way more sense in season 4. Like, they're on Earth the whole time, so they would naturally be, you know, dealing with the holidays as they came up. And I think that would be cute, maybe learning about how, like, the fairies of Earth would celebrate, you know, winter holidays. I assume something with the solstice.
They're artifact creatures empowered by dark magic.
It's the way that the professors took until sunset to, like, even think about exiting to look like they're gonna help. Why are the Trix suddenly able to do this? Weren't they getting their asses kicked by harmonics a few episodes ago?
The only way is to find the source of this dark magic. Until then, none of us will be able to leave Althea.
We can't teleport out like Stella's ring, Techna's portal device, Zoomix wings, the weird bubbles that we use to teleport sometimes. None of those are options.
Bloom will find a way. She won't let us down.
Who the hell is this bitch?
Who are these random children? Who are you? How do you know Bloom?
We get Bloom alone, and we take her Christmas magic.
Brilliant! You reject your own nose because it represents the glitter of commercialism. Why didn't I think of that?
I want that out of context. Okay, but like, you have ice dragons attacking the school, and your first thought isn't icy. Your first thought is not that.
Idiots! Imbeciles!
We're going to bring Christmas to her.
Joy. I will admit, this scene is kind of funny. Also, one of the few times in the modern seasons the specialists feel like they're friends with all the Winx instead of just their girlfriends.
Christmas just isn't complete without a visit from that jolly guy with a bushy white beard, all in red. Oh, I look fabulous in red. I'll do that one.
I do love Santa Stella.
He's supposed to say, ho, ho, ho. Whatever that means.
Dirty hoe.
I would love it if they were all offended, like, he's supposed to just call us what?
Yeah! Let's do this.
Yes!
Yeah!
Awesome!
Yes.
Go Christmas!
Okay, alright. Like I said, it's cute, but it doesn't feel like a Christmas episode in the fucking slightest. It feels like Christmas was just slapped on at the last minute.
Hey! Is someone there?
What was that?
It's coming from Althea, inside the school.
The call is coming from inside the house.
We just can't get her alone.
You had her alone for a while. Y'all shoved a random file cabinet on her. Which also, why was that file cabinet in the hallway? What the fuck? Who left it there? What the fuck?
I am confusion.
Christmas!
Okay, but this is cute. It's like a little dumpster fire Christmas. When you want to celebrate the holidays, but you also have, like, no money. And also you have no clue what you're doing. Of course, they would organize an actual cheer. This is actually kind of adorable. There are ideas in here that are really cute, but overall, I am unimpressed. Like, I get the vibe that y'all were going for, but it's not hidden. I'm not feeling the Christmas joy. I should rewrite the holiday special. Oh my god. I just had a Giga Brain moment.
Oh, Lord.
Not me ready to slap together a Christmas rewrite in like 2 days. Will I do it? Don't test me.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
Bloom has so many friends.
Friendship is stupid and gay. Friendship is for losers. That's what it's giving.
Witches don't do friendship.
Even though y'all three have stuck together for fucking years, and it's like, if not for friendship, then for what? Pity?
It's the Trix!
They've been here the whole time!
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Magic Winx! Harmonics!
Oh god. Okay, yeah, I love harmonics, but holy shit. I forgot. So much of this episode is not only filler with the pointless fights, fights plural, but also transformation sequences plural. Like, do we have to see this all over again? Does this have to take another 1 to 2 minutes? See, this is why they did not transform in the Halloween special, because it would have taken away time from the actual episode. Like, usually a sequence's point is not only to be a fabulous transition into the fairy form, but also to get you hyped up for the fight that's gonna follow. But it's like, is a holiday special really the time to be doing that?
3 weeks later.
Oh my god, they're still transforming. What the fuck?
Many months later.
Oh my god, why is it taking so long?
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
They were really trying to pad out this fucking episode. Holy shit. It's gonna be 2023 by the time these girls finish. Oh my god.
Green growth!
Oh, green growth. What a spell. It's not magical vine grab levels bad, but you know. I don't know. I always figured that because it was a water transformation, maybe it was supposed to be like kelp or seaweed or something.
Power swirl! No!
Power swirl is cool. I still don't fully understand it, but it's cool as shit. Like the little batons that create the swirls of, I think, Morphix or Plasma. I love that. I wish it got used more. Actually, in Italian, it's called like pirouetta magica, which is like magical pirouette, which is cool because it has to do with like a dance. Because, you know, Aisha loves dance.
Allegedly.
No! Our Christmas decorations!
Well, F in the chat for Christmas.
I can't believe that there are people that would do something like this. It's so sick and twisted.
I won't let you ruin Christmas!
Honey, it was ruined when she bought it. Yeah.
Is it me or does the dragon look really faded, like more than usual? Like the model looks way more transparent than it should be, and it's so obvious that it's not supposed to fit in with the monsters. Like the 2D ice dragons. Okay, the ice dome breaking to make the little snowflakes. That's cute.
Because, my dear Bloom, they will never understand that the magic of Christmas is in your heart.
Thank you for dispersing that wisdom, Miss Farragonda, as every elder in every Christmas special. It turns out Farragonda has been Santa this whole time. Or maybe she's Mrs. Claus. That would make more sense, I think.
Merry Christmas, Bloom.
I'm gonna assume that she wasn't able to do that before the ice dome broke. I'm just gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. It's gonna save me screaming.
Miss Farragonda. It's beautiful.
Better than what these losers threw together. Farragonda knows what she's doing.
Don't be fucking rude. Are you kidding me?
I wanted to see you too.
Random neighborhood children I don't know? See, this last bit is very cute. I love the effects going on. I wish this was in the whole episode. Okay, but the song is everything. This song is killer.
And I'll meet you on a star. We'll dream the night away. It's Christmas magic.
This is very cute. Honestly, this song is the best part of the episode. Like, this is adorable, and it's also a bop. Let's see. I'm checking the credits. Cassidy and Catherine did sing this. Cassidy did the season 5 intro and Catherine did the backing vocals, and then Catherine sang the season 6 intro. But the lead vocalist here is Hillary Johnson. Everyone say thank you. Oh, Christmas episode. You exist. You exist. It could have been so cute, but unfortunately it's kind of blech. Okay, so that was the Christmas episode. It's not bad by any means, but it's very underwhelming. Like I said, Winx, that was lightning in a bottle. I don't think we're ever gonna get that back. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this little gift from me to you, of me roasting a lackluster Christmas episode of a children's cartoon. My job is so weird. Enjoy the rest of your year. Make the most of it. Go have fun, children. Go have fun. Whether it's spending time with your family, or if you're not really that close with your family, then just, time with your friends, time with yourself, whatever you do to gotta enjoy the spirit of the holidays. Just know that I will always be here to make you laugh about random children's cartoons. I don't know, I've been having a lot of existential dread lately. I just feel the need to articulate this over and over. Okay, bye.